Hello and welcome back to A Little Crazy. This week I'm going to try my hand at a little bit of engineering. I'm going to try with 3mm aluminium and try and make this. Now this is the plate that goes on the leg on the outdrive. So this goes on the actual next to the transom. So you've got a cavitation plate down there. I'm calling this a cavitation plate. I'm not really sure what they call it, but it came off the leg. So we're going to make one, hopefully, and put it back on. See how we get on. I'm going to try and make one of these. This I think is called a cavitation plate, and this goes on the lower part of the outdrive. This is the original one that was on there. It's a made up one that someone else has done in way back in the past. 3mm aluminium. There is another plate anyway that's already moulded into the bottom of the leg, which is down here somewhere. I'm not quite sure what this adds to the leg, but it was obviously on there for a reason, so I'm going to try and make my own one. So I've got a 3mm plate of aluminium there, and I've marked out as this was on the top of that one. These lugs here will need to be bent up and have holes put in them, because that's where it attaches to the actual leg. I might even curve these off if I can, but I've never tried this before. I'm using a bandsaw. May work, may not work, but as always we'll give it a go anyway, see how we go. That seems to be working. Slightly going off my line there, this is why I stopped. So I'll cut that piece off and try again, but yeah, it seems to be cutting okay. Yeah, it's got a basic shape. Now I can cut straight down here. These two lines are connection lines, so I can cut straight down there. Cutting round in here, I'll probably have to drill it out just to give my bit a start, or the blade a start. We'll see how we go anyway. Yeah, I'll put some drill holes in that, so I can attack it from different directions. Now I've got a Swiss cheese piece of metal. Slightly bigger holes would have helped. Okay, so there's our shape. Here's the original one over the top. It does line up. This is really bent, this one. It didn't sit on there properly. So got to lift these corners up. As I said, put a hole in them, but I don't know where exactly, so I'm going to have to probably guesstimate that, because these tabs obviously are broken off and I don't know where the holes were, whether they were quite far up or low down or what, but we'll probably have to guesstimate it. And as I said, I might turn these ends as well, just to make it look a bit better. And the other thing is, I don't know which way up it goes. Once the tabs are bent, does it go up that way or does it go up that way? I don't know. These and other things we'll find out now, because I'm guessing it's going to be easier if I do them now rather than later. There you go then. Not the prettiest thing you've ever seen, but I'm sure it'll be functional if it all fits okay. Won't know that until I've got these bent. Figure out that next. I think it's a case of heating it, perhaps pinning that down in the vise over there, and then I don't know, some pliers or something to bend it out. But I've got to figure out which way up that's got to go first. Slowly but surely we get there. So hopefully those holes are in the correct places. Yeah, I was using these two pieces of metal to trap that in so that I can bend the tabs, but I'm thinking when I'm heating that up, the heat will probably go into these as well. So what I'll probably do is trap it between wood. That might allow the transfer of heat a bit more. I have seen as well where someone has used a cold chisel and gone along the cut line with a cold chisel and then bent it cold. But I'm not sure which way it's going to work better. This is all trial and error. It does sound like a good idea, because at least you then got a fold mark. Okay, so I found this one. Not as slim as I'd like. This is really for chasing out walls, but give it a go for an experiment. How much of a point back on it? I think something like that is better than nothing. Yes, it's giving it a line to bend on. See, this part is the crucial part of this, because obviously if these break off then it's a do-over. Now in an ideal world as well, I'll be able to get a pair of pliers on it as it's heating and bend it like that, but because obviously they're both in the centre, I can't do that, so I have to try and do it gripping it like that and turning it sideways. Perhaps put it higher in the vise. And once I've got it started, perhaps I can get round that side of it and pull it down. I'm going to try and keep it on the lowest part of the metal. Might even have to tap it around with a hammer afterwards. The one thing that will happen, if it's too cold, it's going to snap. Well, that might be enough. I think the other one is a bit high in the vise, so I need to lower it. The line of this one is a bit on the angle, or he's stuck to the wood. This one will be a bit more awkward because it's smaller. Now that second one's not going down as low as I'd like it, because obviously I can't get my tool in there, so when I've done the others, what I'll do is I'll resight it, I think. There's the camera. It's whether that line between the two is going to be straight and whether it can still slide on, because when I tested that other one, I mean it was quite tight in places along here, which obviously we can take back. But, right, this is that way. Let's do this front one first, I think. Slightly more awkward, this one, because obviously I'm right-handed. If this fits, I will tidy all the bits up with a file or something. See what I can do, it's left-handed. Show my ambidextrous skills. Which are pretty non-existent. I do admire people that are ambidextrous. They can use both hands in the same degree. Or feet. Set the workshop alight. Yeah, the outside ones seem to be going all right. It's these inside ones that are a bit more awkward. And this one's going to be worse than the last one I just did, because it's further in. Even less play area. Let's get that a bit more along. I'm going to need to figure out how to get a bit more leverage, because the tool, as I'm putting it in there, obviously hasn't got too far to go down, so therefore it's stopping before the thing is flat. It's alright on the ends because it's got plenty of room. I suppose I could try the hammer job, but that might go a step too far. Yeah, let's try tapping it down. If it breaks, it breaks. It's not looking too bad. Nice and stuck to the wood. I don't think that's looking too bad. Obviously it's hot. So that's what we have got. So that slides in from the transom end onto the leg. There's already another plate, as I said before, down here. Now this one is a copy, obviously you've seen me make this as a copy of this old one, but even with this old one it could have been done better, to be honest with you, because the leg comes round and almost follows that line coming into here, so I could have really improved on it coming down there, but it's like the backing of it. I've got all the backing on here still, so you can see it peeling off. Now when this gets warm it's usually harder to peel off. So we have this on our machines, but I left it on there in case it didn't work. Less effort. But let that cool down a bit and then we'll have a look and see how it is. So this is the first look at that cavitation plate. So it does go back right to that piece there when you push it back, and then I've turned it up the other way to what I had it originally. Not the easiest thing to manoeuvre. It's very tight getting on here, to be honest with you. Now that one lines up okay, this one's slightly off. It wants to go further back in, and the same with this side, so I don't know quite what I did there. This one obviously is further than the other one, and again the front one's okay. So what I'll try and do is heat these up and move the tabs over. Now they did come sideways when I was hitting them down, so that's why they've sort of like gone off skew, because they were exactly 5.5 inch centres between that front one and this one. So as I say, as I was hitting this down, it's moved over this way. So I'll try and move it back that way, and hopefully we don't have a disaster at that point, because I think the rest of it is all okay. Like I say, this does go tight up against here when you put two hands on. I've only got one hand because I'm holding the camera. And that was actually cut out better originally than what I thought. I thought there was a big taper up this end, but as you can see it's not. It will go flat against that, you know, like that. So that's how it will sit on there. There's a plate, because it's not screwed it will just slip down. But yeah, I mean, for a first attempt at that, I'm not unhappy with that. I still don't really know the benefit of it, but the holes are there, so it obviously was put on at some stage. We don't have the screws or anything, I don't think. I think that came off a long time ago, but I'm sure I can find some. But yeah, and that leg is for a different time, but I will just show you one thing a sec. Yeah, so this leg has actually cost a lot of time on this little boat. This was sent off to a company for restoring. They asked me what I wanted done. I sent pictures of the leg, various positions to them. I said I want them to fully restore it, remove all the bird bolts and screws from it, fit with new ones, and anything else that needs to be required, so that when I get it back I can just put it on the boat and off we go. So they had it for about a week, and then they phoned me up and said, what exactly are we doing with this leg? Now the original quote was, or estimate was £360, which obviously was fair enough. And they'd had this a week by that time, then phoned me up and said they weren't sure what they were supposed to be doing with it. So it's a week with no work on it at all. I said I want it restored, everything that's not good on it to be replaced, and as you can see down here, they've replaced that. Said all the things that need replacing, replace. They changed the gear change inside to the new modern type, but each time they phoned me and told me what they were doing, the price went up and up and up until it was £1,500 by the time they said it was ready, which, you know, you could have bought a second-hand leg in good condition by then. So I went over to get it. Now this is the other side of London, so it's a 2.5 hour trip there, 2.5 hour trip back, and it came back some work done it, I suppose, but not to the extent I wanted. Now look at the top here, top screw. You can see around the edges of that. I don't know if I can see the side it's on. I know it's a bit awkward to see in here because we're in a dark workshop, but you see here around this edge, there's no way that's going to stop water going in. There's no way that you can put a ring on that and it's going to be okay. And then if you have a look at the tops where it's screwed down, get it in focus, you see how bad they are. There's no way you're going to service that. Look at it. And that was after £1,500 spent. So, and they tried to charge me for a bit that I'd also sent with the leg. For them to put on, they tried to charge me for that as well. Now, a lot of people raves about that company. I won't say what company it is, but they specialise in these, and that's how it's come back. So £1,500 out of the kitty put me back a long way, because we were concentrating on the engine and the leg first, and that was a lot of money. So we've since bought other things and fitted them, and I've got a new top now for it, so that can be replaced once we get these screw studs out. I mean, that's going to be a nightmare getting them out, but yeah, that's all new one in a bag to go back on there, and then we should be all right. I've got a new prop for it and everything like that. Again, that was all supposed to be replaced, but I certainly won't go back to them again. Right, moan over. So I've managed to straighten out those lugs. It's fairly easy actually, but I did surprise myself. I thought that they were going to snap, but that's all ready now. When we get back on with this leg to finish it off. So there we are then. That's my effort. Not the best in the world, but be functional. I'll give it a tidy up before we actually carry on with the leg. We've got to finish some bits on it as well as paint it, and this will probably be painted as well in exactly the same. And as I say, I'll just tidy these up with a file, get them nice and round so that it looks better. But I think that'll do the job. Certainly better than the original one, I think. So thanks for watching. I hope you like and subscribe. It does help us out on the old algorithm on YouTube, and hope to see you again. See you soon. Bye bye.